All right, let's talk about one of the most genuinely terrifying sci-fi films ever, Event Horizon. Today, we're not just rehashing the old movie. We're diving into a story treatment for a sequel that could have been. Event Horizon: Rebirth of Shadows.
So let's start with the big question. At the end of the first film, the ship was blown in half, the survivors got away, and the gravity drive, well, that got sucked into a black hole. Case closed, right? Well, maybe not, because some things don't stay gone. And that brings us to our story's beginning, years after the first disaster. For the few who know what really happened, the memory is a constant nightmare. But that nightmare is about to get a whole lot more real. Okay, so imagine this. Out in the black, a transmission cuts through the static, an impossible signal, and it has the unique signature of the Event Horizon. So, of course, a top-secret mission gets scrambled. The goal is simple, but also, completely terrifying. Find that wreckage and make sure that whatever hell it unleashed is buried for good this time. Aboard a brand new ship, the Horizon Seeker, they assemble a new crew. You've got your standard team, a seasoned captain, a sharp engineer, a skeptical security officer, but here's where it gets interesting. The mission really comes down to two people. Dr. Vasquez, a psychic researcher, and Dr. Reinhardt, a scientist who's kind of obsessed with what made the first ship tick. It's a team designed to tackle both the science and something else entirely. So after a long, quiet trip, they finally arrive. And now comes the hard part. The crew has to leave the safety of their ship and step right into the ghost story they were sent here to bust. And this is what they see. The mangled, haunted remains of the Event Horizon, just hanging there, orbiting a black hole, which shouldn't even be possible. It's a ghost ship in a cosmic graveyard. And the silence? It's just deafening. You could hear a pin drop, if pins made sounds in a vacuum. As they're moving through the wreckage, they start to recover these fragmented data logs from the original crew. Dr. Vasquez, the psychic, manages to pull up some of Dr. Weir's final entries. And it becomes chillingly clear. He wasn't just observing that chaos dimension. He was falling in love with it. It really doesn't take long for the ship to wake up. At first, it's the stuff you'd expect, Whispers down the corridors, doors slamming shut, classic haunting. But then it gets personal. The ship starts projecting visions tailor-made for each crew member, their biggest fears, their worst regrets. This thing isn't just a ghost. It's smart, and it's learning exactly how to break them down. So the little spooky stuff, that was just a warm-up. Now the entity on the ship begins its real attack. It's not aiming for their bodies anymore. It's going straight for their minds. Look at this contrast. The crew came here for answers, for science, for closure. They had hope. But the ship? It answers with pure psychological warfare. Captain Reyes starts reliving his worst days on the battlefield, seeing his fallen comrades everywhere. Dr. Reinhardt, the scientist, is plagued with these terrifying visions of black holes, just consuming entire worlds. So what is this thing? Let's be clear. It's not a ghost. It's defined here as a sentient, parasitic force from a dimension of pure chaos. It literally feeds on their terror to get stronger. It can read their minds, and it can bend the laws of physics like they're nothing. And the presence finds its first real foothold. It targets security officer Hayes. It twists his best quality, his instinct to protect his team, and warps it into violent paranoia. It turns their protector into one of the biggest threats on the ship. All the psychological torment, the mind games, turns out that was just a distraction. The ship has a real goal, an end game, and it's about to be achieved. Suddenly, the ship's core, the gravity drive, the gateway to hell itself, it just screams back to life. Power levels jump to 98%. The countdown has begun, and the universe is about to get a whole lot scarier. But this wasn't an accident. And here's the gut punch. Dr. Reinhardt, the mission's own scientist, reveals he's been helping the ship all along. See, the presence didn't break him with fear. It seduced him. It offered him forbidden knowledge Answers to questions that science could never even dream of asking. And he took the bait. So the climax is just this desperate, brutal fight for survival. Reinhardt is trying to swing the gateway wide open. Seeing no other choice, Captain Reyes makes the ultimate sacrifice, taking out the rogue scientist but getting killed in the process. His sacrifice creates one tiny window of opportunity. Dr. Vasquez seizes it, pouring every last ounce of her psychic energy into the core to sever its link to that chaos dimension. The gateway is sealed. The ship is silenced. The immediate threat is neutralized. But for those who survived, the horror leaves a scar that's never going to heal. With that psychic connection broken, the laws of physics finally catch up to the ship, and it's consumed by the black hole. The survivors, Patel, a deeply shaken but alive Hayes, and a completely comatose Dr. Vasquez, they manage to escape on the Horizon Seeker, bringing all that trauma right back home to Earth.
They come back as heroes, but they are forever changed. Patel devotes her entire career to making space travel safer. Hayes, now redeemed, makes it his life's mission to train future crews to make sure something like this can never happen again. And Dr. Vasquez, the hero who won the battle, she's unresponsive, a living monument to the price of that victory. But you know it can't end there, right? This is where our story leaves us with one last chilling twist. Weeks later, in a quiet, sterile medical bay back on Earth, Dr. Vasquez's eyes slowly open.
She's awake, but she's not alone. There's a faint, ominous, otherworldly glow reflected in her eyes. The presence, that entity from the chaos dimension, it found a new host. It found a ride home. And that's the final, haunting question we're left with. The ship is gone, sure. But where did the evil go? You can destroy the vessel, but how do you kill something that can hide inside the very hero who defeated it? The legacy of the Event Horizon, it seems, is far, far from over. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.